Hello, YouTube live stream. I'm on here to share about living for money and fame in the hip hop music business. That's all the hip hop music business is about. Those that's in it for money and fame. Yes, we need money to take care of our families, but when you in love with money and fame, that's why a lot of the rappers in hip hop are seeking money and fame. Money and fame. That's not success. To have money and fame and to be popular in the hip hop music business is not success. Money and fame. Money and fame. I'm finna share how empty that is. That's what the world tells you the American dream is. To chase the money and the fame. That's empty. Money and fame in the hip hop music industry is empty. That's what that's what the rappers in hip hop are chasing, and that's empty. That's not success. That's not what the Bible says success is. Money and fame, money and fame, money and fame in the hip hop music industry. Here we go. Yeah, money, the money and the fame, the money and the fame. Living for money and fame. Living for money and fame in the hip hop music business. I'm going to be in Luke 12. Luke 12:16. It says, life does not consist abundance of possessions. And he told this parable, the ground of a certain rich man who yield his abundant harvest. He thought to himself, what shall I do? What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, this is what I shall do. This is what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger barns and gather. There I will store my surplus. And I said to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat and enjoy, eat, drink, and be merry. But Luke 12, but God said to him, you fool, this very night your life will be demanded of you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whosoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God. Life does not consist of the abundance of things that you have. That's not success. If you're a famous rapper, you're popular, you got a lot of money, cars, and jewelry, that ain't success. Life does not consist of the things that you own. And Ecclesiastes talks about if you in love with money and when you find your identity in millions of dollars, not good. In love with the money and the fame. Money is nice to have, but it makes a terrible master, especially when you in love with it, with the money and the fame. Money and fame. And I'm going to Ecclesiastics talks about being in love with money, being in love with the money. When you find your identity in the stuff that you own, when your identity is in your material possessions, when you lose that, then it's gonna be over with for you. If that's where your identity is, if your identity is not in Jesus Christ. Here we go. Ecclesiastics. Ecclesiastics. Let's go to Ecclesiastics. Okay, this is what Ecclesiastics says about being in love with money. Yeah, we need money to take care of our families, but when you in love with the money. Okay, Ecclesiastics 4:8. Riches are meaningless. If you see the poor oppressed in a direct and just way, rightly denied, do not be surprised at such things, for one offering is higher by and higher than one, and over them, or higher than them still. The increase for the land is taken by the king for himself, and profit for the field. Ecclesiastics Ecclesiastics 10. Whosoever loves money never has enough. Whosoever loves his wealth is never satisfied with his income. This too is meaningless. Money and fame. That's all the hip hop music industry is about. Money is nice to have, but when money becomes your God, that's what you in love with. Money gonna let you down. Money don't love you. No matter if you got millions stacked to the ceiling. When you in love with the money, it's a lot of stuff money can't do. Money can't fix no broken heart. It can't fix no broken leg. It may buy you some fake friends because you got platinum records out in hip hop. But what happened when that ends? What happened when you get sick and something happened in your body? All the people gonna leave. So living for money and fame in the hip hop music industry is empty. The Bible talks a lot about money. See, when you don't have the Christ state of mind, the money can take you over. And ain't nothing wrong with having the money. It's when you in love with it. So being famous, popular, rich, that ain't success. I know what success is, it's in her. But when you in love with the money, a lot of people in the hip hop music industry are so in love with the money they'll do anything for it. If they got millions stacked to the ceiling, they in love with it. If you in love with the money, it ain't gonna love you back. That's what it says in Ecclesiastics. Whosoever loves money never has enough. Whosoever loves his income, whosoever loves his wealth is never satisfied too. Meaningless. Meaningless. A lot of stuff money can't do. Yep. Money may buy you some fake friends. They're not really your friends. They only around you because you got money, because you got platinum records on the wall, and people are breaking their back in hip hop. This to get somebody, this to get a name. Oh, make a name for yourself. Oh, be so and so rapper. It don't last long. It's empty. Or you're a Christian rapper, you're a gangster rapper. Those are labels. There's no such thing as a Christian rapper or a gangster rapper or a CHH. Those are labels that people have come up with. Ain't no such thing as no Christian rapper or no CHH. That's a label. Because you can't find that in the Bible. And it's not to be debated or argued. It ain't in the Bible. So I'm going to Proverbs, and it's talking about when you trust in the money. So living for money and fame in the hip hop music business is empty. Yep, I'm going to Proverbs. It's talking about when you put trust in your money. Because everybody want to be a famous rapper, a singer. Everybody is seeking out the empty stuff. Let's go to Proverbs. It says in Proverbs 11:28, those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. When you put your trust in your money instead of putting your trust in Jesus Christ. What does it profit a man to gain this whole world and lose his soul? What can he give in exchange for his soul? That's what a lot of rappers and hip hop are doing. They selling their soul. They selling out for money and fame. Money and fame. Money and fame. And then when you don't sell out, people laugh at you. Oh, you're a Christian rapper, or you a CHH. There's no such thing as no Christian rapper. That's a label. CHH, gangster rapper, these are labels. The world is full of labels. So what does it profit? What does it profit a man to gain this whole world and lose his soul? Men and women are selling their soul for millions of dollars in hip hop. They doing some degrading things. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's what it says in Mark. What does it profit? What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their souls? What does it profit you to gain the whole world and lose your soul? They selling their soul for fortune and fame. Empty. So I'm praying for them. The fortune and fame is empty. the fortune and fame. Praying for you. Bye bye.